The deadline in this sector for voluntary presentation at the experimental center is 6 o'clock.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening, everybody? Another Tuesday, straight from the streets, baby. I got the heavy hitters in the building once again. Mr. Brandon Whiting, Mr. Vincent Booker. And you know we gonna do what it do, because that's how we supposed to. Man, I appreciate y'all for everything. Man, shout out to everybody. Mr. Whiting, Mr. Booker, are y'all ready for another great show?
All the time, man. All the time.
What I'm talking about.
Look forward to it every week.
Every week, man.
Every week.
Tell your friends.
Every week.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends that don't have friends but want friends and dream about friends. About Straight from the Streets. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on Think About It radio. Not might think about it. Not maybe. Definitely. Think About It radio. And with no further ado, gentlemen, I want to get into what we're going to talk about tonight, because I've been chomping at the bit, man, all day long to grab this one, right? And we're talking about religion, right? We're talking about the different religions and the different fractions and the different beliefs and the different ideologies that people share and people have, right? But then I want to talk about the divisions that come with those different beliefs, those different ideologies, those different ways of doing things. How when we in one breath saying it's supposed to bring us together, and it's doing anything but that. So we're going to come. We're going to have a round table discussion and discuss, a few things about the religion, about how can we get past that, and what is the truth, right? And from our particular mindset, everybody says they know the truth and they know the way. They know how to get there. So we're going to just sit back and just have a conversation to figure out, try to come to some decisions with this thing tonight, man. And hopefully we can help somebody. And please feel free to comment on the show, questions, everything like that. This is what we want to do. I'm glad you guys are having a good week so far. I'm glad you guys are motivated about having this conversation, right? So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Whiting. As far as how do you feel religion, spirituality, just all the beliefs or whatever has helped or hurt us as a society, I guess, thus far? I guess, what's your take on that?
It's a big topic when we're dealing with, religion, like you say, and spirituality. I think that, when you're taught, it's how you're taught, really. Because once you grasp the higher meaning of it, the spirituality, then we'll be able to grasp the real tenets of it. A lot of times, we just focus on going through the rituals. And I think that's what really a lot of people get caught up in. But we get caught up but we focus more on the higher lessons that, that we receive in those teachings, like love and the purpose of giving, charity, all these things that you can't touch, instead of actually, praying like like being programmed to go to a church or go to a mosque, and we feel like that's what make us a Christian, a Muslim, or Jew, or whatever religion that you practice. So and then, so I kind of think that's where we kind of have the problems at. And then a lot of times it's divisions already within those religions.
Yes, sir. It's like over 30 or so, man. Even up under the Christianity.
Right, and not just Christianity, Islam too. All of them, Judaism is all. So a lot of times, it's how a lot of times people are taught too. Who's teaching you, and so that's kind of where you have divisions with that. So it's divisions already within the religion. It's not the books. It's not the books. It's the people. Because the books all teach pretty much the same thing, but
yes, sir.
People and their understanding, and I think that's where we get lost on it. And And it's easy, like, we was kind of talking about sitting behind those four corners. That's how we kind of start becoming judgmental. And sometimes it's not even intentionally. But, once you feel like you change, you want it for other people, but you go about thinking in your mind that everybody else is bad, whether you do it consciously or unconsciously. And that's kind of what we got to be mindful and careful of. So I just kind of want to start it off.
Okay,
like
great
that,
start.
right?
Great start. Mr. Booker, how would you like to come out the gates, my brother?
Man, first of all, man, Brandon, he said a lot, man. This is a very a deep topic,
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes, it is. I would like to start by saying being taught what's allegorical versus what's not allegorical. That's a huge factor. Another factor is translation in language, because a lot of times we get caught up in those two things alone, and it's got a lot of people in this place. Because, like I say, some of the things that's written in these scriptures are allegorical, but if they're not taught that they're allegorical, ultimately, they interpret the way they want to. And this, right. we see a lot of that. We see a lot of that. And as far as the translation, like, certain, we all know, like, English, English is English is like the weakest language on the planet. It's a mixture. I haven't been around long. It's a mixture of Greek and Latin. Some of our words mean the same thing, or it's spelled differently. We know how that goes, right? So
yes.
Along with that, and the translation and the transliteration of the languages from the religions that, a lot of us practice, that's a barrier. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure Brad would agree with this, because, he studied different languages, like Arabic, and it's things that in Arabic that you can't translate in English.
Right.
It's totally different meaning. You know what I mean? So it's like, so when we have that type of teachings, it's not allowing people to get out of the books what they need to get out of the books, and this is why there's so much division. And like Brandon said, it goes back. It's not the books. It's the teachings and understanding of it.
You guys may or may not know this. I'm sure you probably already do, but this is no accident. This is no accident.
Right.
This is no coincidence that there's so much division. Right. There's no coincidence that there's so much uncertainty. There's no coincidence that there's so much fear, right? Because fear controls. Fear keeps you stuck. Fear kept us from asking questions when we were younger, when we knew we had questions.
Right.
We knew we had questions. We were scared to ask because we were told, don't ask. Because if you don't ask, automatically you regulate it to you must not don't believe. No, I don't believe that particular way if it don't make sense to me. If I'm seeing the result of this versus what people are saying, then you have to ask questions. Why would you tell me that my creator made me, but he made me not to ask questions? He gave me free will, but don't ask questions.
Right.
He gave you your mind, he gave you your heart, he gave you your thought, he gave you your belief, he gave you understanding, but don't ask questions. You just sit back and just take that for what that is and don't say anything, and then people label you for that. That's what I'm saying, that you have so many divisions amongst divisions, and there's so much argument that comes amongst those divisions. But the reason why I feel that people argue and get upset when you start challenging them and start talking about that, not because they're angry, because now they're fearful. What if I'm doing it the wrong way? What if I'm going about this in a whole different direction? So they come at you with that dissonance, right? And mad at you and projecting off of you, because how dare you challenge what I believe? But who told you what to believe? Who told you how to believe that? Who knows the truth? Who was there? Right now in 2017, who was there? Who was there to tell me that's what that was? Who was there to tell me that it wasn't?
I want to say this and kind of tying into what you're saying about questions too. We, again, we have been conditioned. We was talking earlier about, people say, "Don't ask no dumb questions," but what's done to you may not be done to me. So
absolutely,
we should. This how you really know too. Once a person will really say they believe a certain thing, they shouldn't be threatened. They shouldn't be threatened. If you say you got the truth, you shouldn't be threatened by any question that's asked. But when a person is threatened by a question that you have, or somebody don't told you or condition you to believe, hey, these people are evil, if they ask too many questions with this, well, that's the problem right there. That means that you really not found it and what you really say you believe. Blind faith. Right. And a lot of people going on blind faith. And that's just not religion. That's other too. Other customs and practices.
Yeah, man. You
know
right.
What I mean?
You right over the point, man.
Right.
What
you know
creative
is,
and
then, I want to say who's leading you too. You know, another thing I think that needs to be challenged, and I say it all the time, you know, these scholars or professors or whatever, right? Like who?
You broke up a little bit. Hello?
Okay. Hey, can you mic check one?
Yeah, Brandon, you broke up a little bit. You may have moved to a better spot.
Right.
Say who came up with these systems? You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay,
Who
we hear
came
you
up
now.
with these systems and determine who's scholars, and you know, and this they are scholars and they shouldn't be challenged by anything, because even the preacher could interpret something different from what you interpret. Because, like Vincent said, if you don't have the original language, then how you know it's actually, you know, it can have different meanings of words. So a lot of times, and that's life period. That's just not with scripture.
Right.
That's anything. Just like we disagree on different things. So that's what I think that happened, and we've been conditioned to believe a certain way and not to go outside that box.
Manipulation.
That's the problem, you know.
Right. That's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. And also it goes back, it's pretty much what we started off saying, that translation. Because see, like when we actually think about like the condition of being told not to ask questions in a religious sense, right? From what religion do they come from? Because all religions teach that. You see what I mean? Not all religions teach that. So it goes back to the doctrine. It goes back to the doctrine. It's the understanding of what's being read. Because if I'm reading it in an English language and it's telling me to not ask questions because I'm only reading this in the English language.
Right.
But if you and Brandon read it from an original text, it might give a whole new meaning. You see what I mean? But look what's going to be conveyed. So that's when it gets important. Now, as far as their truth, there is one universal truth, and that's a sure reality. Because it's one thing about the truth. It don't have an expiration date on it. The truth is the only thing that you don't have to constantly keep changing. So when you have doctrines that you see over a period of time that's constantly being revised and constantly being just redone, those are his tellers. Like, why do you have to keep changing this? Because God's word is God's word. Why are they being changed? It has no expiration date. So that's when we get back when we're dealing with men, like Brandon said, because there is a universal truth, right? There is a universal truth. We're direct descendants of their Creator. We have the ability and the capability to find those truths, because nobody would not want to say they're not being warned. So that truth is actually out there. It's out there.
Well, that's why it's hidden.
Over here.
That's why it's hidden truth, though. That's why the truth is hidden.
Right.
That's why the truth is manipulated. That's why the truth is, disingenuous. Because the thing about it is that once you find that out, you can't be the same.
Right.
You can't respond the same.
Right.
You can't live the same. You can't go amongst and you can't treat people the same. Right? But you know that, as you say, that universal truth, because that universal truth will not allow you to do that anymore because you truly understand that. And then you deal with other people with patience and understanding and with love and compassion because they have not yet made it to that particular point. But because we talk about the divisions amongst religions, if I'm not believing what you want me to believe, then I'm mad at you. I'm angry at you. I'm judging at you. I'm looking at you. I'm mad and I'm upset because you're not doing what I want you to do. That's not a belief. That's not religion. That's control. That's control.
Right.
That's slavery. Right?
Right. And then, you know, just like your brother was saying, when you think about it, you know, all religions agree